All right, everyone, we're back. I'm giggling a little bit from reading the chat. Ella giggle, real life. But welcome, everyone. I'm Niz.
10 seconds
As we're in the
remaining.
semi-finals for the Semi-Pro Cup Series. As we've got
5
Knights
seconds
on the
remaining.
Dire side. They put up a pretty good fight last game. It was a
Radiant
good game.
team
Pretty
back.
good game. They kind of ran all over our defending champions, FNMDX. And now we're going to see them going up against a team with a
Dire team ban.
well, a pretty awesome name, I have to say. Lobster Fisherman. That's an awesome name. Makes me laugh every time I see it or read it. But yeah, just talking in chat, talking about the majors. Everyone
10
seems to have really
seconds
enjoyed
remaining.
it. And talking about how
5 seconds
I was watching the
remaining.
losers bracket finals live with some people talking in chat, and I
Reserve
may or may
time.
not have fallen asleep in my chair. And ended up watching the losers bracket finals and the grand finals on the VODs because I was comatose in my chair.
Radiant team ban.
But yeah, it was still good. It was still good. It was still enjoyable. let's talk about this game so I can stop looking like an idiot. We've got Knights banning out the Shadow Fiend and the Slardar,
10 seconds
picking up the
remaining.
Doom and the AA. We'll get into that in just a second. We've got the Tusk and the
5
Winter Wyvern
seconds
banned out by
remaining.
Lobster Fisherman. They chose to go with the Dazzle and the Night Stalker. Then our next set of bans,
Reserve
Huskar,
time.
Darkseer, Queen of Pain, and waiting on the final ban from Lobster Fisherman. But Doom, there we go, Undying is the final ban. Doom,
Radiant team pick.
pretty contested pick, or ban I should say, as
Dire
he gets
team
banned out
pick.
pretty much every game, but few teams willing to let him through. EG, of course, one of them in the majors. And we're going to see him slip through the bans here and get picked up by Knights. One of the strong counters to him,
Radiant
Ancient
team
Apparition,
pick.
stopping his regen, which is part of the reason why Doom stays alive forever. And of course, if you get any armor on him and he's not at 0 armor, he's really tanky. But yeah, so they're going to pick up the standard counter to him, but it's also a great hero to going up against the Dazzle. Of course, Dazzle can Shallow Grave to keep a teammate alive, but if they're hit by an
10
Ice Blast, they're
seconds
just going to
remaining.
shatter, and that is not going to be able to keep them alive. So
5 seconds
the AA,
remaining.
great pick there. Of course, Night Stalker. We saw Night Stalker
Reserve
do some
time.
work last game, and we know I'm the biggest fan of Night Stalker anyways, so glad to see that hero getting picked up. But now we've got a Gyrocopter and Ember Spirit added on to shake things up a little bit here. So we're going to probably have Doom off lane, Gyrocopter safe lane, Ancient Apparition sticking with the Gyrocopter in the safe lane. For the Lobster Fisherman, probably going to be a position 4 roaming Night Stalker, Dazzle position 5 in the safe lane, probably with an Ember Spirit, but we'll see. And this pick coming out from Lobster Fisherman will probably blow this draft open a little bit and give us a lot more information about what they're potentially going to be doing. Of course, they could be having an off-lane Night Stalker. It might not be position 4 roaming around. But definitely taking their time here. I actually don't know how Ember Spirit does against Doom in a 1v1 matchup. I imagine the Ember would do perfectly fine. But of course, once Doom gets Doom, it's going to be great against the Ember Spirit. I'm just thinking about
10 seconds remaining.
the Radiant's ability to really move away from that bottom lane
5
and
seconds
leave
remaining.
the Ember Spirit to be. And they're going to pick up a Nyx Assassin, so that'll
Dire
probably be their
team
offlaner, with the Night Stalker being position 4. Nyx is a great hero to go up against the Gyrocopter. Just the ability to pick him off. Gyrocopter, not one of those heroes that typically has a lot of HP, especially early on, although we see him picking up things like S and Y early on. Of course, getting the Sange first, so he's
10
got that
seconds
HP because he
remaining.
really, really needs it. And we saw a little bit of people
5
experimenting with
seconds
going
remaining.
phase boots on the gyrocopter, but recently I've seen people kind of fall back to the treads. And part of that is
Reserve
just
time.
getting the HP back on him so he isn't so vulnerable in that early stage. As we've been seeing gyrocopter played a lot more aggressively as well.
Radiant team.
You kind of hit that 6, you go, you group up with your team, you smoke and you gank. Or you go teleport to a team fight and you fight. And that's pretty much how we've been seeing the gyrocopter played recently. But if he's not doing that, Nyx is going to be able to pop on in
10
and blow him up.
seconds remaining.
And Nyx actually has 3 good targets so far. Ancient Apparition and Vengeful Spirit,
5
both very
seconds
easy kills for
remaining.
him as well. And on top of that, his Mana Burn is great against Doom.
Reserve
So the
time.
Nyx Assassin really proving to be a great pickup here for Lobster Fisherman.
Dire team ban.
Knights did pick up that Vengeful Spirit, as I just mentioned, and that's going to be their more aggressive of the 2 supports. The 2 supports actually do work quite well together. If Ancient Apparition chooses to get some points in his Q,
10 seconds
the Venge
remaining.
just gets a stun off. Ancient Apparition lands the Q, the Cold Feet,
5
and
seconds
there's
remaining.
pretty much no way that the hero's going to be able to get away far enough for
Reserve
Cold Feet
time.
not to freeze them. And of course, you've got an Ice Vortex if you really need to slow them down anymore. So there is some good synergy there, and that's going to make for a very, very devastating tri-lane. Be interesting to see if maybe they choose to go aggressive with that and go after the Dazzle,
Radiant team
Ember,
pick.
Night Stalker, force the Night Stalker to be down there in safe lane, which will create a 1v1 with Nyx against Doom. It could very well be what we see. Viper getting banned out by Lobster Fisherman, and TA was the ban for Knights. So it looks like, even with that
10
ban,
seconds remaining.
the Lobster Fisherman ban on the Viper is a hero that's going to be really strong
5
early
seconds
and
remaining.
mid game. And that looks like exactly what Lobster Fisherman is
Dire
after.
team pick.
And now they're going to pick up a Wraith King. So it isn't going to be an Ember Spirit safe lane. It's going to be an Ember Spirit mid. Wraith King is going to be their farming hero. And maybe this is... Oh. This isn't an aggro from Lobster, but maybe this isn't a good time for Knights to aggro into them. Wraith
10
King is...
seconds remaining.
He's really good against
5
aggro
seconds
tri-lanes.
remaining.
I mean, early on, he's kind of lackluster because he doesn't
Reserve
really have
time.
enough mana. If you're constantly fighting and disengaging, you're just trying to force out Wraith King stuns. And once you've done that, then he's out of mana and he's completely useless. They're going to pick up Bristleback. Huh. What is this going to be? Mid-Bristle? Offlane Doom and then defensive tri-lane? I don't see them going aggro anymore. Interesting. Let's see what we got here. Let's introduce our teams and our players. On the
Prepare
Radiant
for
side, it
battle.
is the Lobster Fishermen. Playing their Ember Spirit is going to be Rankies. Richard's going to be playing the Nyx Assassin. John the Ninja is going to be playing the Wraith King. RKY is going to be on the Dazzle. And FI6 is going to be on the Night Stalker. For our Dire side, it's going to be Knights. We saw them last game take a win over FNMDX. And 122 is going to be playing Ancient Apparition for them. Usagi Drop's going to be on the Gyrocopter. Sasaki is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit. Silent is going to be on the Doom. There we go. If I can actually select him. And Ryu is going to be playing the Bristleback. But they've smoked up. They're charging into the Radiant jungle here, looking for a pick-off. They will get an Observer Ward down. This does block
30
this pull. It's
seconds to
just
battle.
inside. If you keep in mind the Magic Bush, the boundary, it's just inside that bottom left boundary of the spawn box for the pull. And they're going to engage here. And John the Ninja is in a wrong place, wrong time, as they're going to open up onto him with the stun from the Vengeful Spirit. And that's going to be our first blood. The Ancient Apparition is going to get the kill, as Knights already off to a lead early on in this game. And look at this. They're going to
battle
actually double ward the
begins.
pull. So they've got the Observer Ward, which this could very well be dewarded very early on because of that engage on the Wraith King. They obviously had vision to open up on him there, but they placed another Sentry Ward blocking the camp because they want that camp to be blocked so that their Doom's able to get as much XP as he can in this offlane. I didn't actually make note of any sentries, and there is a sentry. There's one on Night Stalker. Actually, 2 sets of sentries. Both the Night Stalker and the Dazzle both bought sentries. Nick's placing an observer ward of his own off to the side.
Denied!
Nick's getting his stun at level 1 here, so if they were able to open up on him, there might be a little bit of danger there. I didn't make note of what Ancient Apparition picked up at level 1. It is going to be his Chilling Touch. They won't quite have that synergy just yet. See some sentry wards being used down here. Both these sentry wards are catching this sentry ward blocking, but unfortunately RKY just hasn't found it yet, and both those sentries will be missing that observer ward. There is action in the top lane as Richard's going to get stunned up. He will get the Spike Carapace off. Is that enough to keep him alive? It is. So he drops down to about 140 HP, but he'll eat a tree and let his mangoes do some regenning for him and get him back into that lane to try to soak up as much XP as he can. Oh, they will find it, recognizing the fact that there is an observer ward there. And now I think they're going to believe that this has been completely dewarded now and they will be able to spawn. But they did just miss that sentry ward, so unfortunately it's not going to work out for them. And we'll get a solo kill in the mid lane. The mid Bristleback getting a kill on the Ember Spirit and the tower, getting the revenge with that last shot, hitting Bristleback directly in the back. He was sitting about 54 HP, I think, and that tower just enough to bring him down.
Under attack.
Now Venge roaming around, coming hanging out mid, but looks like she's just kind of making her way down to the bottom lane. Not really sure what she's going to be able to accomplish down here. As we got our Night Stalker roaming around here in Invis. Okay, she's just going to be stacking Ancients. With her being so far away, this buys a little bit of space for the Nyx Assassin in the top lane. And with the Night Stalker away, although the Doom doesn't know that I guess, but has got some space for him. Both teams just kind of stacking. In terms of CS, everyone's pretty much dead even at 12. The only one who doesn't have 12 CS is the Bristleback, and as I say that, he finds his 12. So all the cores in the game are sitting at 12, with the exception of the Nyx Assassin. And once again, solo kill from the Bristleback, dropping the Ember Spirit. They picked that for a reason because they know it's strong against the Ember in the mid lane, and it is working out real well for them. Ember even sitting with a magic wand. And it's certainly not natural for the Ember Spirit to get regen early on, and I unfortunately just missed a kill. TT Tours, or T-Tours, whatever it is. I can't remember. The Twitch emote. As unfortunately I missed that kill on Doom in the bottom lane, but Lobster Fisherman managing to find one on that Doom now. We'd just hit the 4-minute mark, so let's keep an eye on our Night Stalkers. He's going to be roaming around trying to make stuff happen. Ember Spirit will bottle up a regen here. As 1-2-2 also tries to come in from behind onto the Nyx Assassin. As well, they're going to be able to open up on him, and he will be able to get the Spike Carapace off, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to freeze from the cold feet. That was that combo I was talking about earlier. And the Gyrocopter will then be able to get the final blow and get the kill. We got a smoke here coming out from the Radiant side that's going to allow them to come in behind on Silent. We just saw a kill on the Nyx Assassin in the top lane. We're going to see one come right back on the Doom in the other off lane.
Radiant's top tower is
A
under
good smoke
attack.
gank coming out from Lobster Fisherman. Taking advantage of how strong that Night Stalker is at nighttime.
Radiant's top tower is under
Lots
attack.
of stacks coming out from Knights.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We saw last game FNMDX basically move into
Dire's bottom tower
Knight's
is
jungle
under attack.
early on and just ward the crap out of every single camp. not every camp, 3 camps, but making sure that Knights wasn't able to stack a bunch of the camps up, and this must be why. Knights definitely stack like crazy, as we've seen so far this game, and we're going to see a nice rotation here coming out from the Radiant side. Once again, finding a kill with that Night Stalker. This time it's on the Bristleback, who was starting to spiral a little bit out of control there. He had those 2 kills on the Ember Spirit, and now they pick him off, and he's sitting at 2, 2, and 1 now. For Nyx Assassin, sitting at 4. Not doing too bad in terms of XP. Of course, he's going to be behind the Doom, who's found a little bit more space, but part of that's just the rotations coming out from the Radiant side, and because it's Doom. There it is. There's the T-Tours in chat. That delay. Catching up. Camera work, no good. Caster, please. Well, we just saw our first call down of the game. Gyrocopter using it there.
Radiant's middle
Using it
tower
more
is under
defensively
attack.
because he saw the Night Stalker coming on in there. I believe that's what happened at least. I'd really like to see this Gyrocopter start getting more aggressive, getting involved in some fights, or at least have some fights starting to happen, but haven't seen that just yet, and he's actually chosen to go with those phase boots. I was talking a little bit about that in the draft, the boots choice for Gyrocopters. TP mid from the Night Stalker, doing a little bit of bottle exchanging here, refreshing his bottle with that little TP trick coming from Fountain. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything opening up on the Bristleback. They're not even kind of going for it. They're waiting for the creep wave to push, or maybe waiting for the Bristle to go in here. The problem is they've already got 3 Quill Spray stacks up on the Ember Spirit. If they were to go then he would have been in trouble. And look at this. The Doom sitting in from behind. He has hit level 6. But they've got to know. The Doom, they have to know the Doom's missing right now. He would be down there contesting the Wraith King right now. We're going to have a dive here from the Bristleback, but he's going to see all those heroes and start backing away. But here comes the Doom, and oh, he was just mid-cast on the Doom. But the Ember Spirit able to jump away. Instead, he'll Doom the Dazzle. And now, this is
Radiant's
quite a little
middle tower
fight
is
here. The
under
Nyx
attack.
Assassin comes back in, or comes into the fight, but he's not even level 5. He'll actually hit level 5 right as he goes down to the Bristleback spray. Now the Lobster Fishermen, they're flopping around on the deck as they're struggling to get on out of here without losing too many heroes. They only managed to lose the 1, but that could have gone much, much worse for them. As Lobster Fishermen, they were looking pretty good in those early stages, but Knights showing why they did so well last game.
Radiant's top tower is under
Just
attack.
a little bit of a better rotation there, but it still is early.
Dire's
We're only 9
structures
minutes into
are
this game.
fortified.
And this Wraith King,
Dire's bottom
well,
tower
he's
is
going to
under
start
attack.
getting involved at some point. Sitting on
Radiant's top
1,800,
tower
almost
is under
1,900 gold.
attack.
I expect that to be a Blink Dagger for him as his first item. He could, of course, rush Radiance, which we've seen a little bit of recently, but I'm not sure if this is a rush Radiance kind of game. It wouldn't be the worst, actually, but I don't know. I just like to see heroes get active and go kill people. So a little bit of ancient farming here. This is a nice stack coming out. This is exactly what Knights was doing early game. They had the Venge rotate down here at the 3-minute mark to stack this up, and that's a lot of gold for a Bristleback. Richard still not 6 on this Nyx Assassin. This is a long time to get level 6 here. And with this creep wave, he will be able to. And there we go. It is a Blink Dagger for the Wraith King. He's going to use it immediately to jump on Sasaki on the Vengeful Spirit, who will magic missile him, but Wraith King doesn't care. He's just going to run right at you. And he will get the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. And he's going to go down there. And there's that Blink Dagger coming right back up, able to blink away from that call down coming out from the Gyrocopter. And now he's just going to man fight him. But I'm not too sure if that's the right play. He needs a little bit of support coming from his team if he's going to choose to turn around and fight the gyrocopter. And look at this. Gyro's just going to try to chase him down. He does have another rocket barrage. But Blink Dagger's there once again. Meanwhile, the Ember Spirit killing up the Doom while they were going after a stack. Courier flying around. 1-2-2. Right clicking it. But not able to finish it off. Doom will get cast on the Ember Spirit. As Lobster Fishermen try to desperately get on out of here. But Richard, he's in his Vendetta. He's going to look for potentially an opening here. And will we see a re-engage from the Lobster Fishermen? As the stacks continue to come out from Knights. Uh-oh, Sasaki maybe in trouble? No, they're going to go after Silent instead. As Richard's going to open up with the Vendetta hit, followed by the stun. But it's not enough to bring him down. Maybe the Vengeful Spirit was the better target. Now we're going to have a swap from the Vengeful Spirit to get him back in a better position to help out his Doom. But that's left 1-2-2 all by himself, and they're just going to turn around and kill him. Usagi Drop going to try to focus down the Ember Spirit with his rocket barrage, but once again not going to be enough as he's going to keep trying to chase him down. We did the Sizzle Dazzle as he was trying to TP out. Now they're going to try to chase down the Night Stalker as they're going to look to dive the tower here, but that Night Stalker's got a lot of HP and they will be able to bring him down. And again, he's just so slow.
Radiant's middle tower
And Knights, good job defending their stack there. Oh, here's the Nyx Assassin again. Vendetta hit on the Vengeful Spirit. Stun on the both. And there comes the Wraith King. And that is one dead Vengeful Spirit. Question is, will they be able to bring down the Bristleback? They are going to lose their Wraith King. So no, they won't. And now Richard's on the run. He will be able to turn around and get a stun off. As this Bristleback will go down from the right click. Actually, it's not the right click from Richard. It was the heal bomb from RKY. And we will have a pause because the AA is lagging up to 400 ping. Whew. There's a lot of action there all of a sudden, but look at the use of the stacks here. We're not going to see any stacks. We're just going to see this one camp, but Knights, they have just been stacking like crazy and making good use of that. That's a lot of gold that they're getting as a result. But of course, when you spend that much time stacking, it's going to cost you something, and it's going to cost you those rotations early on. But they really didn't have to worry too much about the rotations early because, I mean, they made some rotations of their own. They got a kill in the offlane at the same time the Radiant side was making a rotation, and they kind of wrapped around the offlane. Besides that, we hadn't really seen too many rotations. So they actually managed to match their opponent in terms of number of rotations, or at least effective rotations. And they were still able to get all those stacks. So definitely
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Getting the upper hand there. Now we'll switch on over to the net worth and see just how big of a lead that Bristleback has, despite dying, was it 3 times now, I believe? Yeah, 3 times. He's 6-3-1 though. Just a second ago, he was 2-2-1. But definitely upper hand here for Knight so far. Their safe laner is a little bit behind the Wraith King, the opposing safe laner, but that Bristle being so far ahead of the Ember Spirit kind of negates that advantage. And the two offlaners are pretty similar, Nyx with a very slight lead.
Radiant's
as we can see
bottom
another
tower
smoke
is under
gank
attack.
coming out from the Radiant side as they all make their way up to the top. There are 2 heroes up here. It's the Ancient Apparition and the Doom. Their smoke will get popped by the Doom, and, well, they'll just go for the safe kill on the Ancient Apparition. Now Richard will pop his Vendetta. He wasn't leading that smoke with the Vendetta, and look at this. Doom immediately recognizing there was a big rotation there coming out from the Radiant side. They got a pick off. He says, well, my team's bottom. We're going to go for a trade here. TP's down bottom. This allows him to farm up the Radiant jungle, but also help his team push a bottom tier 1 tower. So they're not just going to lose this tower for free. It's going to be a trade. But we could have kind of mass TPs here, but it's not going to happen. Radiant has 2 heroes now mid. And Dire's got their 2 supports defending
Radiant's
that.
bottom tower has fallen.
So it is a trade to tier 1 towers. No real, well, I guess slight advantage coming out in favor of the Lobster Fishermen because they did get that kill on the Ancient Apparition. But proper response coming up from Knights, making sure that they didn't lose too much with that smoke ink. And this is probably the most important thing that's happening out of all that. As this has put the Radiant side in a position to get rid of that camp, that stack. Now Knights has gathered 4 heroes in the mid lane. Maybe they're going to look to put some pressure on this tier 1 tower and see how the Lobster Fishermen respond, but I don't know if they realize they've got 2 heroes coming in from behind. They're actually going to open up on the Bristleback as their first target. They lead with the Wraith King stun, and now the Night Stalker's in there. He's getting kind of low, but it is the Bristleback. As they continue to focus him, he'll get swapped back. As the Wraith King's going to go down, but he's got Reincarnate, and that's going to slow down everyone, but his team is just all dying in the meantime. Wraith King respawns and gets killed immediately, and it's just Richard left alive as he just pops the Vendetta and gets the hell out of Dodge. As Knights just losing their Vengeful Spirit after that swap. Not even sure if the swap is that effective. Just kind of swapping the Wraith King back a slight amount. And now Richard's just going to stand in the Roche Pit here. He needs to be careful because the Bristleback is going to be spamming quills here. Is he? No, they're not hitting. He's okay. Oh, we just got hit by that one. And unfortunately, he had to open up there, and it would have been nice if he was able to wait for that Aegis and try and steal it, but unfortunately, Vendetta just doesn't last long enough. And Roche will go down, Bristleback will pick up the Aegis, and now, because Radiant's got a couple heroes here, Dire will just start chasing them down. Darkness will get popped, but this might actually be a good fight for the Fishermen, but oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. Richard's going to go down, and so is RKY and FI6. And now Rankies is gonna jump away to his remnant.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
John the Ninja also jumped away with his Blink Dagger on the Wraith King. The Knights, they're just too damn tanky.
Has fallen.
And I was talking about how the Gyrocopter, we typically don't see people picking up the phase boots anymore, going for the treads instead, just a little bit more tanky, and allows you to manage your mana pool just a little bit better when you're fighting so much. Well, he doesn't even have to worry about how tanky he is. He's got a big beefy Doom in front of him, but even more so a big beefy Bristleback. And when you've got 2 huge frontliners like that, what do? I forget which game it was in the majors where we saw an absolutely gigantic Bristleback. I think it was Ehome played it? Nice pick off here coming out from John the Ninja and Richard as they managed to drop the Gyrocopter as he was farming maybe a little bit too aggressively in the top lane. He did have this Observer Ward, but because of the way that those heroes got to the top lane, the Gyro didn't really stand a chance there.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Uh-oh, Ember could be in trouble here if... Oh! Doom almost able to cast Doom from this location onto the Ember, but once again, Ember managing to jump away just mid-cast animation of Doom. Of course, Doom isn't the fastest cast point. I'm not sure what all this drawing on the map is coming out from the Ancient Apparition, but that, whatever that is. So 122 is trying to communicate in some way with his team. I imagine with voice communications that might have made a little bit more sense. His artwork alone not giving us the information that he's given his team. Richard. And the Vendetta will scout out the Doom. He actually hasn't scouted out these other 2 heroes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We're going to have a big battle here for the top tier 1, I think. Oh, never mind. They're just going to run away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's no TP on the Ember, so yeah, they will just give out that tier 1. There we go. Ember gets his Boots of Travels finished. Richard will find his opening up onto 122, but now he's just going to have to run away. Doom will actually get cast onto the Dazzle once again. 122 will eventually go down as the Wraith King jumps on in. Dazzle is going to take out to that Doom with Doom chasing him down, so it is just support for support.
Is under attack.
As we lose both position 5s. Now they go forward, going after the gyrocopter. Richard once again jumps into that vendetta, gets the right click, followed by the stun, hitting 2 of them. But with the bristleback there, they are going to have to back away. And uh-oh, here comes Silent Sasaki coming in from below. As John the Ninja actually jumps forward, he's going after that gyrocopter. He wants that kill, but he's going to go down. His Ankh will revive him, and that'll slow everyone else, but there's no way he's getting out of here. He wasn't able to blink. It was still on cooldown, so he's going to go down. The ping spam coming out because the Ice Blast is flying through. It will just hit the Ember Spirit, but they're not going to be able to lock him down. And thanks to the chat, we've got Ehome versus Vici. Old Chicken was on the Bristleback. That's exactly the game I was talking about. That was crazy, that game. And that Bristle, he didn't really have much. He actually had exactly the same items that we see right now on Ryu. So
top tower has fallen.
I mean, you don't really need much to just be really, really scary on that Bristleback. Of course, Old Chicken had a few more levels under his belt, as he had a bigger lead, but this Bristle's not doing too bad. 13 is tied for the highest level in the game with his gyrocopter on his own side. There's just level 12 is the highest on the Radiant side, so he does have an XP lead. But Old Chicken in that game, oh my goodness. He just never died. And it was burning, dooming him every single fight. Might not have been the right choice, but definitely a fun game to watch at the majors. He's down to the bottom as Doom's going to jump forward. He's going to blink right onto Rankies and get the Doom off. But now Silent gets stunned up by Richard. As Richard's going to back with his own Ember Spirit. Ooh, Ice Blast almost hitting the mark. And nice reaction time coming out from the Ember. There is he'll drop down to 27 HP. He's got 17 charges on his magic wand. Surprising he didn't pop him there. Now he'll TP back, and he's just going to jump right back into the fight as soon as he can. But unfortunately, it'll cost Richard his life as he was trying to help his Ember get out of there. And unfortunately, more ping issues for Knights. They're looking pretty good so far. Let's actually take a look at our net worth and see. Ooh. Very close. 9,300. 9,700? 9,700. A gold lead for Knights. XP. Nearing 10k as well. Well, we got some drawing on the map. Alright guys. I think I say this every time I see this. This, during a pause, doesn't do anything. I want you to think back to the vision that you had on the map when I was talking about the Ehome versus Vici, Old Chicken stuff about the Bristle. That's what they would be looking at this moment if they were stream cheating. You drawing on the map at this moment during the pause isn't doing anything. It's just making it difficult for me to see what's going on the map. It's not affecting the players. I feel like this is a Twitch meme that's just like I feel like I'm the guy who pastes the big paragraph complaining about all the Twitch spam. And I realize that's a meme, guys. I realize. Oh, they gave up. Oh. They're playing tic-tac-toe now. Oh, ready? Go, go, go! Yes, Devi! As we're back in this game. I haven't taken a quick run through of the items. I think we saw pretty much every pickup. Travels, boots, Arcanes, blink, blink. We already saw these blinks. There's a medallion on Dazzle. We haven't seen that. Besides that, we haven't seen the urn be used on FI6, but you can assume that he's a Night Stalker. He's going to pick it up. So nothing real surprising coming up from the Radiant side. We've got the Midas on the AA standard. We just had that blink get picked up by the Doom, which we saw get used in the bottom there. Medallion on the Venge. S and Y on both these heroes. We pretty much saw all those pickups. So nothing surprising us so far. Do have to keep an eye on the gold for the Ancient Apparition. The Midas is going to help him get closer and closer to that, not Aegis, the Aghanim's. It's been a few patches since you were able to purchase Aegis. Few patches, just a few. And if you guys just started playing during Dota 2, or maybe you played Dota 1 but didn't play too much of it, or don't really remember much, you actually could buy Aegis of the Immortal.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Long time ago. Long time ago. I forget
Dire's top tower.
I forget exactly what it costs to buy it. I want to think that Blade Mail built into it, but I don't remember. I remember exactly what the icon looked like. It was like... How the hell do I describe this? I draw it on the minimap for you guys, but...
Trickster's Rune of Illusion.
I mean, I was already calling 122 out on his artwork. And it's just not going to turn... It's not going to go well if I start trying to draw this shield on the map. So we'll just let it go. You guys can look it up on the Dota wiki or something. But it was a thing. You could buy Aegis. You could also pool gold. You could actually just give gold to someone on your team. They quickly changed that. 'Cause that was a little broken. A little broken. But we're not playing Dota 1 in the good old days. We're playing Dota 2 and, well, still another set of good days, I guess. Because we've hit a little bit of a passive moment in our game so far. Bristle gonna be going after a BKB.
Invigoration.
Actually, almost has that as well. He just farm in the mid lane with his Ice Blast. Like John the Ninja, I'm guessing this Hyperstone is gonna build into an AC. I would be very surprised if he didn't go AC given the bristleback on the other team. Richard almost getting caught out there. Almost missed a kill. Could have been a disaster. And now he sees the Sentry Ward there and he knows he can't approach from that angle. Silence sits in the trees. Looking for that opening to blink of doom. He's stolen the rock dude, so he's got Hurl Boulder, which... Come on, Ice Frog. Why does this not cost mana? Doesn't have to cost mana on the rock, dude. Does he make it cost mana for Doom? Doesn't make sense.
Radiant's middle tower has
Tier 2
fallen.
going down. I'm just raging. Salty.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
But even when there's action, there's not much action. The Tier 2 goes down and, well, that's it. Everyone's just taking a minute to get back into the swing of things after that pause. As Knight's continuing to stack. I wish this happened in pubs. People stack like this when I played Chorus. This would be awesome. Look how much gold this guy's getting. I wonder how much gold he's gotten just from Ancients. This game. Where's Nahaz when you need him? Yeah, I'm reading the chat right now. Espresso Shot says it looked like a spiked poor man's shield. Yeah, pretty much. It had like orange on it too. I don't know. It was a little bit more squarey, I guess. It wasn't square, but it was... I don't know. I don't freaking know. Let's take a look at the poor man's shield. Nothing else is going on in this game. Yeah, see, like, it didn't really look like that. It looked more similar to Vanguard, but maybe Vanguard built into it. I don't know. The Ice Pass in the mid lane. Hey, you're pretty much the most exciting thing going on right now. So let's see your Aghanim's progress. 1,200 gold.
Invisibility.
Oh, smoke! Here we go. Here we go. Action. We're just gonna stand here and protect the whole time. Oh, well, we will have Roche go down here. It's going to be an Aegis for, I'm guessing, the Bristle. He's already dropped his bottle,
Dire's
so
middle tower is under attack.
looks like he's going to be the one picking that up.
Roshan has
As
fallen
Roshan
to the
goes
ground.
down, and he will get that. And I was going to say, supports. Bottle's a good item. Pick that up. Uh-oh. Richard coming in from behind. He will actually find the Vengeful Spirit. What did Venge bottle up there? Well, I guess it was just a bounty rune. It's been used already. Yeah, double damage is up in the top ring.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Richard looks for an opening. Oh no, Sentry Ward just getting dropped there, and he's actually having to blink away. Doom gets cast on the Ember, and he just gets deleted off the map. Call down will come down, and will only just hit John the Ninja, who's already popped his Aegis, or Reincarnate. As he's just going to get right-clicked down as soon as that Grave wears off, and there he goes. And buyback coming out from the Wraith King as the Lobster Fishermen trying desperately to keep their racks alive. There's just 4 of them left to defend here. And Dazzle is sitting back at the fountain. He'll come back to rejoin his team, but the tier 3 is already down. Now they're right-clicking down their racks. As the missile will come out, but it'll go right into a spike carapace. It will stun up the gyrocopter. There's Bristle sitting down at about half, and there goes John the Ninja again. And oh, everyone's falling on the side of the Radiants. The Quill's just doing work.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle
And that actually happened a lot faster than I imagined. Part of it was the weave dropping off, and all of a sudden those Quills that weren't doing a ton of damage just started doing a lot of damage. And we're going to see the tier 3 going down here in the top lane as the second set of racks is going to go down. Richard flies in a mech, so yes, they've got a mech, but maybe a little too late as they try to hold off here, but it's just not going to happen. And uh-oh, they're going to lose their Ember Spirit again, and we might just see a GG come out. Here is... Oh, they might get a kill here on Sasaki. No, never mind. Venge, too tanky. 50 HP, too much.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Well, Lobster Fisherman. Lobster Fishermen, they get wiped out. And they are definitely up against the wall here. Down 2 sets of racks, and there we go. GG. Yeah, I didn't really see any way for them to come back in this game.
Dire victory.
Is that like from the compendium? What is this? It looks like the Eagle song from the Major. Oh well, that's going to be it for that game. I don't know what's going on in chat, but yeah, we've got the Lobster Fisherman taking that, or getting knocked out, eliminated. I almost misspoke there. That was bad. I almost gave the... Can you imagine if that happened in like a boxing match? The guy just like raises the hand of the guy who lost. That would have been terrible. We've got Knights advancing to our grand finals, knocking off the Lobster Fisherman. And we're going to have our grand finals in just a second here. Who are they playing against? Who won? It is World's End that they're going to be playing up against. We've seen World's End before in the past. So World's End making it all the way through the bracket to get to the grand finals, where they'll be playing up against Knights. And that should be an exciting game. I want to say a shout out to a few new people I'm seeing in chat. We've got Gula and Batter. Both big proponents of apparently a Warlock that was needed for the Lobster Fisherman. So I'm sure that's like a meme between you guys or something, but maybe it was a Warlock that was needed. We'll never know because they didn't pick it. Feels bad, man, IRL. But yeah, guys, I'm going to stop making a fool of myself and throw it to music, so make sure I get into the lobby for our grand finals. But hopefully you guys won't go anywhere. Once again, I'm Niz. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with our grand finals in just a minute.